Trump signed an executive order Thursday appearing to give more power to the Department of Government Efficiency. DOGE was not explicitly named, but the order appears designed to make sure the department has access to unclassified federal agency records, data, software systems, and information technology systems. The order is limited to unclassified data. Well, this week, a judge blocked DOGE from accessing sensitive data at the Social Security Administration, including personal identification information. Meantime, the White House is denying a report that Musk was going to be briefed on top secret war plans. Natalie Brand has today's meeting between President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced plans Friday to build next-generation fighter jet.
In terms of all of the attributes of a fighter jet, there's never been anything even close to it, from speed to maneuverability to what it can have to payload.
It comes shortly after advisor Elon Musk visited the Pentagon for what Secretary Hegseth called an informal meeting about efficiency and innovation. President Trump, along with Musk and Secretary Hegseth, all deny a report by the New York Times that the Pentagon set up a briefing for Musk on plans for potential war with China.
We welcomed him today to the Pentagon to talk about DOGE, to talk about efficiencies, to talk about innovations. It was a great informal conversation. The rest of that reporting was fake. There was no war plans. There was no Chinese war plans. There was no secret plans.
In the latest court ruling against the administration, a federal judge has blocked DOGE's access to Social Security systems containing Americans' personal information, calling it essentially a fishing expedition. Meanwhile, teachers' unions are vowing to fight the president's new executive order to dismantle the Department of Education.
The Department of Education was established in 1980. We've spent almost $3 trillion since that time trying different programs through both administrations, and it hasn't worked.
The president says student loans, Pell Grants, and funding for children with special needs or from low-income families will be fully preserved but redistributed to other agencies and departments. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.